Okay, guys, welcome to the Ball Understanders podcast, episode 1, or episode 2. Episode 1 was is going to be in the vault. But basically,
lost to the archives.
In this podcast, we'll be talking about the All-Star break, the All-Star game, the dunk contest, the three-point contest, some of the stuff that happened with Kevin Durant, and then we're going to be talking about post-All-Star expectations for some teams, maybe some awards, maybe 65-game rule, whatever really we get into. But I'm Garrett, this is Dylan, and we will start now. I'm going to ask you a question off the ripperoo. Did you like the format?
Are you talking about the game format?
The All-Star format, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, Silver cooked. Going into Sunday, I was like, dude, you gotta give us something. He kind of cooked with it. I think it drove competition, which Wemby definitely helped, but whether the teams actually cared or not, I think they wanted to play more, and I think the fact that you had to earn the last quarter game, whatever you want to call it, I think that drove competition because they're like, we might not even care about the results of the game, but like we want to play as much as you can, so I think that pushes you to try harder. So I think that worked. I think the timing of Wemby saying, I'm going to take this shit serious, and then taking that shit serious helps a lot too. Because he definitely set the tone, and I think Ant said that like 3 or 4 times this weekend. He set the tone going into it. That. And then I think based off of that, the format like helped Wemby in that attitude, and it kind of spread around everybody. Because you kind of saw like once they made it to the last game, and they're like, all right, we're playing, nobody really cared again. And I don't think that was because Wemby was out of it. I think that's just because they wanted to play as much as they can, and they got like the prize at the last game, and they were just kind of like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I also think it's funny how the team that nobody thought would win actually ended up winning.
True, yeah.
Because like everyone was like, oh, like I feel like the favorite going in was Team World, especially. Yeah. And then everyone was like, oh, well, like maybe KD and Bron. And then like randomly, like the Booker, Anthony Edwards, Scotty Barnes, like Jalen Duren. Yeah, they just started cooking, and obviously the Scotty Barnes game winner was, a fun moment.
Dude, I thought, as a Spurs fan, that made me so upset. Why are you collapsing on a drive when you just need it's a 3 to win? People know these rules in pickup games. Defend the 2.
Yeah. Hey, who
that
collapsed?
Pissed me off. Do what?
Who collapsed again? It was Denny and Cat, right?
Yeah, I think it was Cat. Was the other one? I know it was Denny.
I know it was Denny. He did it in the regular season too. So.
Oh really?
This is a normal thing, but honestly, like that, I'm kind of glad it happened because like a 3-point game winner is like just fun.
It was fun, yeah.
So
no, I totally agree. I mean, that was just me coming from a Wemby fan. I didn't really. I mean. I thought the games were awesome. I thought, despite other things that Silver has done this weekend, that was a bright spot for him for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, every single game except for the last one was, for the most part, competitive. Kawhi going for 31 in one of the games was unreal.
I really liked one thing about the format for me. I didn't even know what it was going in. I just knew it was World USA.
Yeah.
I didn't know like what the tournament was. So like going into it, I kind of was like a casual because I didn't really like know what was going on, and it was really easy to pick up on like what was happening.
Yeah,
and I also like how it was one quarter of like just 12 minutes, like a tie game. I personally, this was an idea I had like mid whole tournament, but I think they should start the score instead of being 0-0. I think they should just start it being 100-100. I just think it'd look cooler.
Okay.
Just because you're going, it's like you're going into
the old
a fourth,
like 136 scores.
Well, yeah, it's just like you're going into a fourth quarter.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
So it kind of felt like we were going into
like
a first
100 or something.
You don't even need a target. No target score. Just like the same exact thing where you have one quarter, but start with instead of 0-0. Kind of feels like you're going into a first quarter. So it's like make it 100-100 just to make it feel more like a fourth quarter. So then
like a real game. Yeah.
So then
That's not crazy because I think I actually do think that the fact that they called them games threw me off a little bit. Because if you really think about it, it really is like one full game. You just have to win the quarters in order to get to the fourth quarter. And I think
Yeah.
if you staircase it, maybe the first game is 0-0, the second one's 25s, next one's 50s, and then 75s from there or something like that to make it feel like a real game, I think could help.
Yeah.
Because
I just thought maybe
I also
that's
think,
just an aesthetic thing.
Yeah. I think another thing that worked about that is a lot of the times, like last year the format was dog shit. I mean, everybody knows that. But that being said, Alper and Şengün should not have gotten 17 seconds of playing time. That was ridiculous. And I think
last year?
Yeah. There were so many. I mean, there's so many players that are so good. I think that this format works because you can get your rotations in. So it's normal quarter rotations like you would have in a normal game just based off of your talent. But you're not fighting for 17 seconds like Şengün was, because in the fourth quarter you're actually playing for who goes. So I think it eliminates the pool a little bit, and I think it splits up the playing time a lot better too.
Yeah, and I think getting rid of the target score is a good idea too.
Yeah,
just
I think
because
so.
the time is just it's more exciting when it's 10 seconds left, tie game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think also the 3 teams is really good. I just kind of disagree with splitting up the U.S. team.
I think so too. Yeah,
It's
I think you should draft.
Yeah. Oh, like how they used to do it. Like when they used to do it, Team KD, Team LeBron, and they would do the draft. They should do that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would do
think so.
3 captains, and then so I guess you'd be getting rid of the whole team world thing, but that was a fun experiment. I don't really think it was that big of a deal if you get rid of that.
I don't think so either, especially because so many of the world players obviously didn't care. I mean, I think it would have been totally different if you had SGA and Giannis there. I think they would have cared more than Luka and Jokic did, because they played 2 minutes. And
They're not
never
going to
stepped
care.
on
They're never going to care.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, and that's just who they are. And I mean, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think the matchup was a little rough. I do think the fact that there was 2 USA teams and 1 world team also threw that off a little bit. I just think it's hard to have that 1v1 rivalry with 3 teams. But I do think that 3 teams is the correct format, so I think you just build it off of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the format, though, is fun to watch, especially, watching the intensity of Wemby and the intensity of Ant and the intensity of Kawhi. It's I haven't seen Kawhi play that hard all year.
Dude, yeah, it was crazy. He couldn't miss.
Yeah, he was in his home court. You always see that in All-Star games, by the way. This is a common thing. You see the home All-Star guy go off. It's It happens every year. So I should have known. I actually made a pre-bet before it all started for the All-Star MVP, and some Jamal Murray had amazing odds. It was
Dude,
1 to 50,000 or something.
Yeah.
So I put $10 on Jamal Murray, and it was gonna win 190 or 200 or something, and he didn't. He had a horrible. First
My
game.
coworkers did the exact same thing, and as soon as he put up 0 buckets in the first game, they're like, "Oh shit, I'm getting my $7 back," and they just cashed.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what happened to him. He just
I don't know. He was terrible that first game. He was so bad.
Yeah, he's also played the most minutes out of any of the All-Stars and everything. So maybe he was just out
On
of
his
it.
break. Yeah.
But I also didn't watch the dunk contest. Oh, I watched the end of it. I watched the end of the dunk contest, and I didn't watch the 3-point contest. So I don't know what was going on with those. So I guess you can tell me how that was viewing experience.
It was rough. There's just no talent in the dunk contest. I mean, Carter Bryant was decent. He did better than I thought, considering he's missed a bunch of dunks this year. I mean, he did what he needed to do. Vince Carter, for some reason, held him for 30 seconds.
I did see that.
And I was like, what are we doing? Go and
It
dunk
was
the
a lot
ball. There's a time limit.
That reminded me of last year when they did the whole TNT section and Kevin Hart
Yeah.
was involved, and they're like, "Oh," that reminded me of that.
Yeah.
They're like, "Get involved, Vince Carter." I was like, "This is so."
Yeah,
dumb.
I was like, dude, just let him dunk. Cause
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he probably still wouldn't have won because he missed so many times, but he could have done something better than a little 360. But he did one dunk after he talked to Vince Carter, missed that one, and then he had like 6 seconds left, so he had to just pick up the ball and do a little spin,
Yeah.
and like obviously that's going to get a shitty score. So that was
Yeah.
unfortunate.
What happened with Jackson
there's-
Hayes' dunk that I'm seeing everywhere? He just did like the normal dunk. What happened with that?
Yeah, I don't know
didn't
what
see
that was. He tried to make it like the free throw one, but then he like was 3 steps within the line. I mean, it was the whole thing was pretty mid. There were some good dunks. I am not totally sure that it can be saved unless you get a name in there. I don't think and I don't think the dunks are that bad. Like I think some of these people are putting in some good dunks, but there's just not a ton of things you can still do anymore. Like,
Well, the
we're
last
kinda
3
getting
years were really good in my opinion.
Last year's was good. I liked last year, but how much of that is Mac McClung because he brought out fucking cars?
It was all Mac McClung.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
If you want to bring out the
revived it.
props, sure. I actually think that instead of Mac McClung, they should bring in Cohen Carr for Michigan State. Have you seen that dude fly?
Yeah, number 55.
Whatever he is, dude. That dude soars through the air like a maniac. So I think,
He's not like a
terrible.
high draft pick though.
No, he's terrible. He that's the only thing he can do is dunk. So he's gonna be the next Mac McClung, but he can do in-game crazy dunks. That's like not having to do with the props and not on like the professional dunker side, which I feel like Mac McClung is. I think he's closer to professional dunker than he is an NBA player. I think Cohen Carr would be good because he can bring in the actual like NBA dunking side because he makes them like in-game like that. So I think would be a good one for next year.
I think you just need to bring in like I know I'm a Blazers fan, but like Sharp would be great.
No, you need to bring in Shaden Sharp. I don't think
Sharp would
Jaw's
be
gonna
great.
care.
No, I don't think Jaw I don't even think I want him in the dunk contest. Not necessarily because I don't think he'll be good, but because like I just don't feel like it'll work. Like I just don't see it working.
I just don't trust him with the media. Like
Yeah, I just don't like it.
just-
And then I would love to see like Amen Thompson or like I know Trey Murphy did it, but like maybe someone like that, like another high flyer dude, just
like
somebody.
Zion.
Nah, Zion would never do that, bro.
No, he
That's the
wouldn't.
thing. We got to be realistic here. Like, I don't even know. Like, dude, Wemby would be fun. Like if Wemby did it.
Wimby will, I think, eventually do it. I think he will eventually do the dunk contest. He
It
said
would
that
also
it's
be
one
fun
of his
if
things.
Amen and Asar did it at the same year.
The brothers, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, just like you're right. We need someone because like Mac McClung's gone, so it's like it's GG's now. So,
Yeah.
What about the 3-point contest? How was that?
It was pretty good. I didn't mind it. Booker put up a good fight against Dame. Like it came down to the last ball, and he bricked. I think, if I'm remembering this right, I'm pretty sure he bricked the entire last row, and he could have won or tied. So I mean, it was all right. It was just the average 3-point contest. I mean, I think it's the same thing. You're just not getting the names. I mean, Dame was there, and that was good. And
They're
Book was
hyping
there,
up
but,
next
you
year.
need like
you see that?
do what?
They're hyping up next year. You see that?
I've seen that. I don't trust it.
Really?
I just don't
Steph
trust
said he's
it,
doing
no.
it. Steph said he's doing it. Clay's doing it.
If
Booker's
he
doing
would,
it,
that would be
Dame's-
awesome. And then he said he'd get Clay involved too. If that happens, that'd be sick.
And
I just
Dame
don't-
would do it again.
Yeah.
And Book
I don't
would
know.
do it again. I actually think Booker would win because it'd be in Arizona. So I think he would win.
Oh yeah.
Shooting on his own things. But yeah, I mean the All-Star weekend. I also didn't even watch the Shooting Stars thing.
It was so mid. I don't think there's a format that works like for like a skills challenge. It's not entertaining. Like nobody cares.
Wemby made it entertaining last year, and then he got banned or whatever.
Yeah, because he tried to cheat it. Yeah, that was literally the most exciting thing that I've heard about anything skills challenge related in the last 6 years. Probably even more than that. It probably ever, actually. I just don't think anybody cares. And they know that people don't care, so they throw it in the middle. So you watch the 3-point contest, and you're like, all right, dunk contest coming in an hour because we have to watch fucking... What's the...
Shooting Stars.
Oh, what is his name? I'm trying to think... Drewski. So we can watch Drewski throw a ball 60 feet into the stands.
I thought we learned
Like-
with the celebrities from last year, dude.
No. It was better. It was better. Drewski was really the only like comedy celebrity that was involved. Like most of the other ones were at least like basketball players.
Yeah, dude. Last year, I remember watching it, dude. It was horrid. Like I actually was scarred as a viewer. Watching.
It was the worst piece of basketball media I've ever watched. It was
what,
horrible.
3 hours and
there was
20
like
minutes
33
of ads?
minutes of game time on a 2-hour show.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
so
But
bad.
I mean, All-Star Weekend, better this year. Maybe it's getting better every
this
year. But then now I want to get your thoughts.
The game
Sorry,
is
what?
there for sure.
Yeah, the game is there. Yeah.
I think, honestly, my personal opinion before we wrap this up, if you're going somewhere else, I think they eliminate 3 days. I think they make it 2 days. You have the Rising Star on Saturday and maybe the 3-point after that. And then you have the dunk contest on Sunday and then the game after that or some sort of variation of that. I just
That
don't
could
think
be
it
great,
needs 3
actually.
days.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that will never happen because I think they're just trying to get as much money they can out of making it an entire event. But that's what I think would be preferred. I think that'd be the best format.
I agree. Yeah, that's a great idea. But moving on, I want to hear your thoughts on Kevin Durant and everything. If it's do you think it's real?
It's real. It's 100% real. There's too many time codes that match. The photo of the owl he tweeted out like a year before the account was made, and then
No, it was a month. It was a month. He tweeted that a month after the account was made,
Yeah, I mean, come on.
or a month before or after. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but it was like
well,
a
and then
month.
people have been leaking it for so long, and nobody like knew. Like they were just like, oh, they're just linking a random account. But there's accounts in like 2023 where it was like they were replying to somebody. It's like, I know KD has a burner, and they literally tagged the account, but it was like a
But
random
nobody cared.
nobody, and so everyone was like, whatever. But they went back and found it. It's crazy. And my biggest thing is, if you're gonna have your group chats and you're gonna talk your shit, like that's fine. Like I think most people do that. Most people like that's like a pretty normal thing. My thing is, why are you in it with a bunch of random dudes on Twitter?
KD's been doing this for years, though.
With random dudes on Twitter? I know he's been replying to people like that,
Yeah,
but why are you in a group chat saying all this stuff with random dudes?
Well, do we know that they're random necessarily, or maybe he knows them IRL and they're like not necessarily day ones, but like maybe he met them somewhere.
Maybe. I mean, if you want to try to take an optimistic spin at it, sure.
I don't think. I don't necessarily think it makes it better, but I think maybe they're longtime fans of his.
Yeah.
Because like he talks all the time about how he hates the Twitter community, how he thinks his tweets are god tier,
Yeah.
and how they're so lucky to hear him. So I don't necessarily think he would get in a group chat with like complete randoms, especially because you're in a group chat using a burner account and they know it's you.
Yeah.
So like you got to have some sort of trust.
That is true.
So like he probably knew them, or like they were consistent repliers or consistent DMers or something
Yeah.
like that. And then like he like had this little group chat where he would talk shit about whatever he was talking about.
Yeah.
But I
honestly,
want to
too-
know. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't even care about the former teammates, honestly. Like, I mean, that's whatever. It happens. He thinks he's with, like you said, a group that he can trust. I think talking shit on any team that you're on at the time is absurd. I think that's so crazy. I think you can say, hey, I have some problems with the things. Like, obviously, this isn't like a formal conversation, but like, complain about stuff that's going on. It's like, damn, I wish we were winning games. But the Jabari Smith one in particular is so bad. Like,
Yeah, I want to know what you think the Rockets, like what happens from now on. Like, do you think they?
couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know. If you have any thoughts, I would also love to hear them because I have zero clue where they go from here. I don't know. I could see them just ignoring it and being like, yeah, it was just some burner. We can't prove that it was KD, and ignoring it. And then I could also see, well, I don't even know what the opportunity or the alternate option is, to be honest.
Yeah. So there really hasn't been, off the top of my head, something like this before.
I don't think there ever has in any sport.
So, I mean, the closest thing I can think of is this is a lot different, but the closest thing I can think of is like someone requesting a trade, like basically just being like, like it's not the same thing. Like KD's not requesting a trade, but it's like you want, like you're done. Like something comes out that you said that you don't like the organization, and then usually that follows with like a formal trade request.
Right. Or like a suspension where you're just like detrimental to the team or something like that. And we've seen that before.
Exactly. But like with this, it's like, okay, it was in a group chat, a Twitter group chat with a burner account, and he was like talking crazy, saying he wants to be on the Hornets and all this stuff, and saying how Alperen Şengün can't be trusted, and how,
oh my God,
remember, this is
that
your
Hornets
future.
Tweet was also insane.
The what?
The Hornets one, that was insane.
Yeah, and saying that like, oh, remember, these guys are your future, it's not me, and like I can't win with this team, and like all this shit is like bad, dude. And I don't necessarily, I mean, like if you're a Rockets player, you know, even down to the Jayshawn Tates and the JD Davidsons, like you're gonna know about this, like you're gonna know what was said. And so like, is there gonna be in my opinion, like there's gonna be a players only meeting, or is there gonna be?
See, that's what I don't know, because you take KD out of the lineup and it's looking a little rough.
You can't take him out. Like he's gonna play. Right. They're all gonna play. It's just like, where
like
are we?
He is so important to that team that he's not getting kicked out.
No.
So now what do you do?
I don't think anybody would necessarily get kicked out for this unless you were literally like the 15th man on them. But like even then, like you're probably not getting kicked out. You're probably just getting waived at the end of the season or something.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, but I think some people, like if they were just like a role player that was like a mid player, like nothing bad but nothing good, and you said the same thing, I think you get benched for the rest of the year and cut at the end of the year. I don't think you play this season.
Yeah.
I think you get suspended for actions detrimental to the team in the same way.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know what's going to happen. I think obviously team chemistry is huge when it comes to winning, and they have literally zero now. So when it comes to team chemistry and it comes to winning games and it comes to playoffs, I think it's over.
Kind of agree. Yeah.
Like I think first round, like they're done.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to be getting out of there.
Yeah. When you know the amount of shit talk the other team's going to have, they're going to be telling them your star player doesn't even believe in you.
Yeah. It's going to be bad. So I think, I mean, you can't, if you're the Rockets this year, I think you're cooked. I mean, we've talked about this a lot off camera, but like KD in the playoffs hasn't done anything since he's been with Steph. So I already didn't believe in them going into this. And now with this, it's like, now I definitely don't believe in them.
Yeah.
And so it's like they're probably going to be a first-round exit because half the team's going to be mentally checked out going into the playoffs anyway. And then once you're in the playoffs, you lose 1 to 2 games, you're going to be on the bus home already.
Cooked. Yeah.
Like you're going to be like, just get me on to next year. I can't do it with these guys.
Yeah.
Especially maybe even KD might feel like that.
Well, so now do you think, does KD stay on the team next year?
That's exactly what I was going into. So does KD get traded? Does he? I mean, if you're the Rockets and you trade KD, it's really a massive failure.
It is a
huge failure. You're trading KD after you just were the 2 seed, had Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green, which look what Dylan Brooks is doing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You trade him, you trade Jalen Green, you get KD, trying to win a championship. You're probably going to be a first-round exit. And then you trade KD, who's going to be 39 or 38. He's going to be old as hell.
He's going to be old as hell, and he just had a huge controversy where he was talking shit on how bad his own team was.
So who would want him? Probably nobody at this point. I mean, somebody would. Somebody will take a because he's Kevin Durant. Someone's going to trade for him. Probably.
Like Milwaukee, they'll get Giannis out.
Yeah, maybe Milwaukee gets Giannis and KD. It's going to be some desperate team, last-ditch effort. Maybe the Warriors finally get him back.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that. Some last-ditch effort. And then he's probably going to retire. And it's like, if you're the Rockets, do you, like, in my opinion, most teams when stuff like this happens, they try to move on as fast as possible. Like, you look at the Spurs with Josh Primo, they're just like, let's just move on.
There. Yeah.
Like, let's just move on. You look at, like, any team, like Miles Bridges, when that whole thing went on, they were really quick to cut him, and then it turned out he was, innocent, and then they brought him back. But it's like, then you see the Rockets before with Kevin Porter Jr., had that whole thing, cut him right away, and then, turned out he was innocent. We've seen this before, comes back. But it's like most of the time teams are just quick to the cut, but since it's KD, you can't be quick to the cut.
Yeah.
So it's like you're kind of you're handcuffed.
And despite the fact that he's like the icon KD, I think the value and like the trust of your organization also holds you in those handcuffs. Because if you're a Rockets fan, you were trusting the organization to go out and get somebody like KD. You were trusting that they had a plan for what they were going to do with the package that they gave up and what they were getting back, and to just abandon that, because I don't know if that's the right or wrong idea, but I would, as a fan, my faith in the front office would tank. I'd be like, we just gave up Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, who were two young, promising players, as the 2 seed, and got a dude that's horrible for team chemistry, totally blew up the team, and then left. So I think you have to play PR makeup for as long as you can. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how that contributes to winning. I don't know if it can.
No, you almost have to keep him on the team, and it's like, I don't even know what Rockets fans are feeling, but it's like, we haven't watched the team play a game since this, but it's like you're gonna watch your team. I don't even know. I don't know.
Yeah.
He said how it's gonna go.
He laid it out, and he said that our franchise player can't shoot or defend. Like,
yeah,
come on.
He also called Jabari Smith all these things, and he said, he's trash. He can't make a shot. He can't trust him. And then he's saying I would be better on the Hornets. And then he's saying, like, he's blaming Curry, and then he's blaming D-Book. Like,
for no reason.
I don't understand that. I like Booker, so I don't really understand. You're blaming D-Book when look at the Suns now, and the Suns before you were great, and then they're good after you, and then when you were there, they were bad. So it's almost like
how that works.
It's almost like it's KD's fault. But this whole thing is just absolutely insane, and I think the Rockets are cooked. I don't know how the rest of the year is going to go.
I'm very, very curious where they go.
Do you think there's a world where like they still win and they're like the 4 seed, or do you think there's a world where it's just over?
I want to say there's like one timeline in my brain where like Jabari Smith is like pissed off because he's like, KD thinks I'm like fucking trash and whatever. I'll show him, and like maybe they get motivated or something like that. But if it was like coming from somebody you were playing against, I think that could happen. If it's coming from inside the team, like if I'm Jabari, say I'm a Jabari, and I've got that mindset, if I'm going to prove KD wrong, KD is on your team. That means you're never passing him the ball again. And he's kind of your best offensive scorer. And so now the ball can't even go into my hands, because if it goes into my hands, it's not going back to the best scorer on the team. So also, like,
Jabari's been, maybe this is another thing where he gets in his own head and he's like, oh, I can't shoot, so maybe he passes up shots now.
And that's the other thing that you could say is that it's kind of sink or swim for Jabari, and it's really messed up that KD put him in that situation.
Yeah, I honestly think with Şengün, I don't think Şengün cares, honestly.
Probably not, no.
When he saw your best player can't shoot or defend, he's probably like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably what Şengün's saying.
No, you're probably right. He's cemented in the future. He's really, I think, the only... Well, him and Amen are probably the only ones that are, like, strongly cemented, never getting traded.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Jabari, they're all, when the contracts... Jabari already got his contract, but when contracts start happening, especially for Amen and, even for Reed, like you don't know. Like maybe Reed next year goes off and then is gonna get a bigger extension. Like that's another thing people don't talk about. Like as a a fan of, especially small market teams, not necessarily the Rockets being small market, but like the Blazers, like it's kind of scary when an end of the bench guy starts cooking, because then you're like, how are we going to pay this guy?
We have to pay him. Yeah.
Or like Caleb Love when he starts playing really good, or City Sissoko is having a great year. It's like we have to cut 2 people to sign them and then pay them again in a couple years.
Yep.
And it's like but the thing is, we're blessed because Denny Avdia's contract is literally $10 million a year. I don't know how it is, but the Wizards somehow cooked with that. Thank you, Washington. But like, it's just like going off into contracts, but it's like you sign Tumani to a 90-year $4 million, and then you sign Shaden to like another, $100 million or $95 million 4-year. So it's like you get decent deals there. But then it's like you have to worry about Denny's extension. You get Dame for cheap, but then you have to worry about Klingen's extension. It's just so many things. But anyway, so the Rockets are in a bad spot.
Bringing that back to the Rockets, Fred's contract is really big.
Sorry, what did you say? Who's?
Fred's contract, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
And it's flying under the radar because he's been injured all year, but he's taken up a decent amount of money on that team. And like you just said, if somebody starts to cook and you have to pay him, then what do you do?
I think his contract's almost up, though.
Is it? Oh, maybe it was a 2-year. Was it a 2-year?
I think it. No, he signed it. He signed it in 2023-24, and I think this will be the 3rd year of it. So I think he's got next year's as last year.
Okay. Well, then maybe you can work around a little bit.
But still, you're right. I mean,
yeah, it's rough.
You don't know. But yeah, we can segue now into, I guess, the last segment about just post All-Star predictions, what you think the standings will be. Denver, San Antonio, OKC, Detroit, Boston, New York. If you think there's going to be any risers, like the Hornets maybe sneak into the top 8.
I think they could.
The Warriors might fall out of the top 10.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think Warriors are definitely falling, losing Jimmy. We saw it last year and we said the same thing. It's like once they got Jimmy, they were great. But, before him, it was just not good. And they're kind of regressing back to the same thing. And Curry has been out for a while now, which is also hurting them. But I just don't think Curry coming back is enough. And I think there's decent teams at the bottom of the West that'll be able to push him out.
Yeah, I think they don't fall out of the top 10 just because, let me pull up the standings. I'm pretty sure the 11 seed is the Jazz.
Oh, so it's the Tankers?
It's the Grizzlies. So the 11 seed is the Grizzlies. Okay. And so I don't trust them. And then the 12 seed is the Mavericks, but they're 7 games back. Yeah. So it's like they would have to make a huge leap. And then the Jazz and the Pelicans and the Kings are all pretty much cooked. So then even the Grizzlies are 5.5 back of the 10 seed, which is the Clippers right now. I guess the 10 and the 9 is kind of tied with the Blazers and the Clippers. But I'm pretty sure the Warriors will fall to the 10, and the Blazers and the Clippers will be 8-9. Who I don't know which way. Could be either way, honestly. And that's kind of how I think the bottom of the West shapes out. How I think the top of the West will shape out will be, I think there'll be a fight for the 1 seed between.
I think there will too. I think OKC has slowed down a lot, and obviously they've slowed down a lot compared to where they were at the beginning of the season. But I think the Spurs are catching fire at a good time. They were in a little bit of a slump through January, but they're getting back into it, and I think the more they play, the better they get. They'll have some bumps in the roads, but then they've just kept getting better. I think the Nuggets are going to keep doing their thing. I think they're going to sit around right at the 3 seed. I could see them passing the Spurs. I think once they get fully healthy and they get a good stretch of games where they're actually fully healthy, I think they're going to win a lot of games. And OKC,
there's not that many games left though.
I know there's not. Yeah, and with SGA out, did he get reevaluated yet? Because they were going to do it at the break, weren't they?
It still says out.
Yeah.
It's only been since February 4th. He's supposed to get reevaluated in 2 weeks, so that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
And J-Dub's down too, so
I don't know,
Chet-led
dude.
squad.
I don't know about the Thunder, bro. I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
I think once they get in the playoffs, as long as they're healthy, they'll be fine. I think they're built for playoff basketball. I'm just not sure seeding wise they finish as the 1.
I agree. I don't know. I think the West is really 3 teams. I think the East is really like for the finals. Yeah, I think the West is really Nuggets, Spurs, Thunder. I could see the Wolves making the finals.
I was going to say that. And I think they could 100% make Western Conference Finals.
I'm
not so sure about them getting out of that, but they could definitely make Western Conference.
And then in the East, it's really, for me, the Pistons, the Celtics, and then, like, I'll give a half point to the Knicks.
No, the Knicks are kind of moving me. They've been hot. They've been playing really well. I think they've been playing like the best team in the league.
I know they've been hot. But I cannot trust them in their team. I can't trust them in the playoffs. I just can't.
So being in New England, nobody trusts the Pistons. Do you trust the Pistons?
Oh yeah, I'm a Pistons believer, man. I think the Pistons can make the finals.
Well, yeah. I mean, anybody could come out of the East the way it is. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they've had their exit year last year. So this is typically the year where they start making it farther, like as teams are growing, you know? So I could see them. I'm just curious what type of... to be honest, I haven't watched them enough this year. I haven't watched them all that much, so I don't know what they would look like in a playoff basketball mode. But
we saw it last year.
We did, yeah. That's just the general sentiment of being up here. People are kind of shitting on them.
That's fair. I think, me personally, I don't see a team in the East that can beat them 4 times.
What about Celtics with Tatum?
I don't think so. Tatum,
really? Okay.
Tatum, everyone's saying he's going to come back March 1st. You can bring him back, bro.
I don't think he's coming back March 1st.
That's the whole thing because they moved the Celtics game.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's saying. But who knows? I think, personally, the Celtics are not the team they used to be. Bro, we have to remember, this team...
That is true, yeah.
When they were dominant, they had Porzingis, they had Drew Holiday, who are 2 starters. Those are 2 starters on that championship team, right? They don't have them anymore. Their new center is Vucevic, and they don't have Al Horford, by the way, who, right now isn't what he was, but when he was he was great.
For him. Yeah.
And so, you have new guys in the rotation, like Kada, who's not necessarily a new guy, but new to the rotation, I guess. And then you have, like, Luka Garza. Like, you have, new guys. And I don't necessarily think, even with Tatum back, which I don't think you should bring Tatum back, by the way. Super dangerous, super risky for a chance at the finals. It's too risky.
I think, honestly, a good evaluation of how well they're going to do in the playoffs is whether they decide as an organization if they're going to bring him back. I don't think it makes that big of a difference, if I'm going to be completely honest. Really?
Because, like, if you look at, did you see what Jaylen Brown posted?
Was it this year to last year?
Yeah.
Comparison?
Yeah. It's about the same. It
is, yeah.
And I don't necessarily think the Celtics got better. I think that they just changed their system a little bit to more work around Jaylen Brown than it did with Tatum.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. But it is working.
I think if you I do think it's working. I think if you bring Tatum back, though, basically everything you wrote for this year, you have to scratch it.
That is true, because you do have to.
And you have to say, okay, we're going back. We're going back to the JT Celtics, which,
that is true.
By the way, Vucevic, Garza, Walsh, you guys really haven't played in this.
Yeah.
So, and one of you is done. You're not playing anymore because now Tatum's playing. So it's like, I think you don't bring him back and you just see what happens. And then maybe, let's say the Celtics somehow make the finals with this team, which I think is possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. Then maybe you trade JT, or you maybe
Whoa.
No. You have this isn't crazy. This isn't crazy.
This is crazy. I'm telling you.
No, it's not.
No. I'm telling you, this is crazy. The city of Boston would go up in flames if JT was traded.
Okay, hold on. So you're telling me, let's take the Celtics name off of this. You have a team where you have someone on the bench, right? And they're, you know that they're really good. But they're on the bench the whole year. And they're super valuable, one of the most valuable players in the league. And you just made the finals. And you had to, if you bring them back, right? You bring this player back, you have to rewrite your entire scheme. Your team, the last time you had him, right, this guy, your scheme was different, and your players on your roster, the roster was different. So now with this new roster, you have a new scheme that works. You're in the finals. You would have to bring this guy back, rewrite the scheme with this new roster. That's a lot, dude. And there's a chance it doesn't work.
I'm following up until the trading part. I agree with you. I honestly think that right now, and I actually think most Boston fans would agree with you, just don't bring him back. Just wait till next year. I do think that the context matters. I think Tatum is too big of an icon. I think Boston is too big of a market for him to be moved like that. And I trust Joe Mazzulla. I think Joe Mazzulla is a great coach. I think he did a great job adjusting his scheme this year for Jaylen Brown and helping the team around him. And so I do trust Mazzulla to come out next year, having Tatum with the entire offseason and the new squad to come out with the scheme that works for him next year.
That's fair. And I'm only saying this, by the way, if they make the finals.
Yeah,
I'm not saying this if they lose in the second round.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to do that. But if you make the finals, let's say,
and you're saying
if they win
we can do this without Tatum, and he's got all this value.
What if the Celtics beat OKC in the finals? Then what do you say?
I still think you keep Tatum. I think you build this. I think you can. I honestly, I would backseat Tatum before I trade Tatum. And he might not like that.
But you can't really backseat Tatum.
I think you kind of can.
The way he plays, though, it's like
if
you either
JV
bench
got
him or
Finals MVP. You could just say two Finals MVPs, bro.
No, but the thing is, they tried to do the backseat Tatum thing on Team USA, and it didn't work, so they just benched him.
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
So he doesn't have the play style to really be backseated.
Yeah,
he needs the ball. Because if he's off ball, he's fine, whatever. He's cutting, he's shooting threes. He's not bad off ball. But, like, his value that makes him the way he is, he can average 6 assists a game. He can average, these playmaking numbers. So it's like, I'm not saying you should trade him. I'm saying it should be you should be talking about it. If the Celtics make the finals, you should be taking calls on him.
I don't think 100%. You can. I don't think you can. I just think the context.
That's fair, and I can't call you. I mean, like, yeah, that's a fair take. But I'm just saying. I don't even think they make the finals. By the way, I think the Pistons make the finals. I don't see a world.
Do you have Pistons Knicks Eastern Conference? That's what I think it'll be. I think the Knicks are kind of moving me.
I think the Knicks lose that one.
I could see the Knicks losing
I think
as
they
well.
lose in 4 or 5.
I think they would lose as well, but I think they make it there.
They barely beat, and I know it was in 6, but all the games were close. Barely beat a Pistons team last year who had zero playoff experience.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think the Pistons wipe the floor with everybody in the East. Like, I don't know. I just don't. Their defense is too good. Their rebounding is too good. They have the star. They have the shooting. I don't know. I just don't see a team that beats them 4 times in a 7-game series.
Do you see
obviously in the West it can go
in this playoff, like not one that necessarily makes the same run that the Pacers do, but like a spoiler where they take out some teams?
Nah. I mean,
I think the closest you could call a spoiler is the Wolves. I think they're
not a spoiler. They went to the Western Conference Finals.
What seed are they right now? Are they 6 or 5?
Yeah, they were the 6th seed last year, though.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think the only team you can maybe talk about is like the Sixers or like the Raptors or something.
Yeah.
But like in the West, like I don't know, maybe the Suns. Like fuck it, maybe the Suns.
Yeah. I could see that.
Maybe the Suns beat somebody in the first round.
I think I've been saying this, and I know you think that the Spurs will be okay, but I do think whoever plays the Spurs has a better shot than what it would look like on paper.
I agree, just, to a point with the playoff experience. It's not there. Your best player has 0 playoff games.
Yeah.
Your second best player has 1 playoff series.
1 series. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, it's like you have vets on those teams that have won the finals or been in the finals.
Yeah.
And Harrison Barnes, and you
Cornette.
have guys like Luke Cornette, Kelly Olynyk's been to the finals on the Heat, Biyombo's been to many playoffs. So it's not like you have no playoff experience, and that's a locker room thing. But it's almost, I feel you see players and how they transfer their game into the playoffs, and it's like someone's game that doesn't translate to the playoffs is like Harden. Harden's game doesn't transfer to the playoffs. It's great regular season, but it doesn't transfer to the playoffs. But Wemby's game is almost better in the way he plays, almost going to be better in the playoffs.
I would agree with that. I think the main thing that's going to hurt the Spurs is shooting still. I think somebody's going to have to come out in that series. And, I think for us to win probably 2 series, I think Castle will have to shoot over 35% from 3.
Oh, that's never going to happen. Dude,
he's been steadily increasing his numbers. Through January, he was 36% or something like that.
He's still 28%.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Or maybe not even Castle.
His last 10 games, he's the entirety of the
percentages.
team. The last 10 games, he's 31%. Still bad, but
yeah.
I don't think you need Castle to shoot 35% from 3, though.
Well, maybe not just Castle, but they have to respect us from outside the line, and I think there's 3 people that 4. Well, there's some respect. I think they'll respect Wemby, obviously, but I think in the playoffs you're going to need Wemby down the post. Vassell, Champagny, I think they respect Fox. Am I missing somebody?
I think call me crazy.
Keldon.
You watched every Spurs game and I haven't. I think you got to respect Keldon, bro.
That's actually the other person that I was trying to think of. When right before he went bald, he was shooting 45% from 3 through 10 games.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
Every single time I watch a Spurs game, this dude's green.
Keldon Johnson should be 6th man of the year. I'm standing on that. There's nobody else that has been as impactful coming off the bench as him.
Who was even in the combo for that?
Couldn't even
it's
tell
like
you.
Jeremiah Fears or hold on, that's a good one. Hold on.
Spurs fans have been pushing for this for a very long time now.
Jeremy Grant was going to win it before he got hurt. Just saying that. He was averaging 20 off the bench. 6th man of the year. Let's see. Naz Reid. Naz Reid is number 1. Number 2 is Keldon. Number 3 is Jaime Jaquez. And then the rest are jokes. But so it's really Naz Reid or Keldon right now.
I think it should be Keldon. Obviously.
Let's compare the numbers real quick. Little off segment with Naz Reid versus Keldon, 6th man of the year. Hold on. What do you? I need you before we look at this. Let's play a game.
Yeah.
Guess Naz Reid's averages right now. Points.
I don't know if I can do this.
You got it. It's Naz Reid. He averages the same shit every year.
Yeah. 13, 6, and 2.
That's really close.
Is it really?
14, 6.5, 2.5.
Damn, look at me go.
That's really close. So, is that better than Keldon? Let's check. He also just has the name. He should not have won it in 2024. That pissed me off. Malik Monk deserved that.
Oh, yeah, we
Absolutely.
talked. Oh, never mind.
Malik Monk got robbed. Oh, yeah. Right now, I would say Naz deserves it over Keldon.
He beat him about every category.
But Keldon could have a crazy end of the year stretch.
He could, yeah. The averages really aren't that far off.
No, he's close. He's close. So I think it could be close. But Naz Reid did not deserve that 2024 6th man of the year. That was insane. That was when like the Nas Reed started, like the Nas Reed signs.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, he's gonna win based off of the press.
The
but
media,
like Malik Monk literally got so robbed. Oh my god, that still makes me mad. But yeah, I think back to the Spurs in the playoffs. Think the game translates. You guys have every single piece of the pie to be a championship team, which is 40-20, top 10 offense, top 10 defense, top 8 player. So you have every piece of the pie. And you also have the co-star, which is a big thing. Because if you have the star but no co-star, it works sometimes. If the star is amazing, but it's tough. But the co-star with Fox is like, okay, Wemby is cold, give it to Fox.
Yep.
Fox is cold, give it to Wemby. And then you have the role players like Castle, Keldon, Champagny, Barnes, Vassell. So I don't know. I think a Western Conference Finals appearance isn't out of the
I don't think it is
jar.
either. Honestly, it's really a no expectation. To me, this entire season really has been house money. I mean, I was expecting us to be above 40 wins. I was not expecting us to be breaking 40-20 at all. So I kind of think even this playoffs run, like if you would have told me at the beginning of the year, it's like, hey, you're going to the playoffs, I'd be like, oh, sick. We're like, I don't know, the 8 seed, and we can come in and get our experience here and then come back next year and actually make a push. So anything this year to me is house money, and I think that just makes it to where it's wide open. Like I could see literally anything happening. Like I wouldn't be shocked if we made it to the Western Conference Finals. I wouldn't be shocked if we get kicked out in the first round.
So I know you just said you can't see it as a disappointment. But what if you got swept in the first round? Would it be a disappointment?
Yeah, that would. Because I think the most valuable playoff experience you can have is a Game 7. So if we lost in the first round, I honestly would be disappointed if it was anything below 6. I think you got to make it that far to get your playoff experience, just for next year. Like even if it is building for next year, I think you got to get more than 4 games in the playoff.
I think I don't really see a world where the Spurs lose in the first round, even if it's a team like the Suns who are like, crazy talented
Streaky
defensively.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, realistically, the 7 seed is going to be a play-in team. It could be the Blazers for all we know, and I don't really see a team where the Spurs lose. Like even if it's the Clippers, like I just think they're going to be fine, especially if they get the 1 seed, they get the 8 seed. Like,
yeah. I can see
that would especially, I'd be fine. I think you're really going to run into your first problem when you either play Minnesota or Denver. I actually think OKC. I think the Spurs beat OKC in 7 games.
Whoa.
Just because I don't believe in OKC at all.
Yeah.
I think they're frauds.
I think if the I think if the Spurs and the Wolves got past the first round and ended up playing each other just by the way the seeding worked out, I think that would be cinema second round. I think that would be so good of a matchup.
I'm actually just looking at it. Just looking at everything I'm looking at right now on my phone. I am going to make this is my soft prediction.
Okay.
Is that the Pistons win the finals. That's my soft prediction.
Okay.
That's my soft prediction. And I'm feeling good about it.
Okay. It's getting a little harder.
I think, I'm feeling good about the soft prediction. I think that there's no team in the East. I think they're going to cakewalk the East.
Really?
It's going to be like the 2024 Celtics. They just didn't play anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe until the Eastern Conference Finals, but the Celtics still swept the Pacers that year. So I think that the Pistons have an easy East, and then they get to the finals, and whoever comes out of the West is going to have 2 7-game series.
Yeah, they're going to be really beat up.
Beat up, where it's maybe it's the Nuggets coming in with no Christian Braun and no Cam Johnson, or it's the Thunder coming in with no Ajay Mitchell and a hurt J-Dub, or it's, the Spurs coming in with no Vassell and no Fox.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And then it's the Pistons just win in 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. That's not crazy. I do think the West playoffs going to be a bloodbath. And I I understand your line of thinking of smooth playoff path versus rough one. The question
Bro, like
is
if
though,
the Spurs, if there's a Spurs Timberwolves series, bro, that's going 7. Like, come on.
yeah. That's going 7. Yeah, dude, that would
What
be
were you
so
gonna say?
cinema. That would be so sick.
What were you gonna say?
If you do the smooth versus rough coming in though, and the Western team manages to make it a rough series, do you think the Western team pulls out? Like say you got Nuggets, no Christian Braun because they lost him on like a hard series to like the Wolves or something like that. Pistons blow through everybody.
It's always the Wolves.
The Wolves scare me, bro. Anthony Edwards scares me. That dude is a dog. But if they manage to get to like even 6 games, I think I'm still taking whatever team's coming out of the West.
Yeah. But like I think the Pistons, they have the roster to put up with the tough series, bro.
They do, yeah. I think you can catch them off guard sometimes. Like people just smooth. Like honestly, what the Thunder were doing, I think the Thunder were sailing too smooth, and they weren't like trying to get better, and they were just like cruising over everybody. Spurs came and punched them in the mouth. They didn't know how to recover. So I think something like that could happen.
That's true. That's true.
Finals.
But the Thunder were also coming off a championship and coming off an easy start of the year schedule.
True.
And so it's like the Pistons are, they are still hungry.
That is very true.
They still want a second round. Like they haven't gotten that. And like the Thunder, they weren't as hungry. Like they came into the season, they had like the easiest schedule in NBA history, like the first like 25 games.
And nobody talked about it.
Went 24-1, and then started playing good teams, and now they're a normal 1 seed again.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm looking at this Pistons team, and like they have the formula just like
they really do. They're built really well. The fact that you have Cade and Duren together.
And then, you got there's almost zero defense holes here.
Yeah.
And then you have and Cade is an offensive like powerhouse.
Yeah. Well, and they surrounded them with shooters. I mean, they got Tobias Harris, Kevin Huerter, Duncan Robinson.
They might win 60 games, dude.
What are they at now? 42? They could.
They just need to go 20
How many games are left?
53, 82 minus 53, 29.
Okay.
Right?
So 29, 82. They could definitely go 20-9.
Yeah, 20-9, that's 60, and that's worst case scenario. Yeah, that's probably that's that's worst case scenario to win 60 games, but that's, still a really good case scenario.
Yeah.
But I think 60 games is not out of the picture for them, and I think 57 is like the floor.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's going to be for now. I mean, I'm glad we have this recorded. Soft prediction. Pistons are winning the finals.
We can call this one
Who's your soft prediction?
Fuck. Dude, it changes like all the time. Like if you would have asked me,
we'll do more of these, so we'll see.
Yeah. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I probably would have stuck with the Thunder. I'm kind of getting less and less on the Thunder train as we go.
There's only 3 options, bro. Unless you want to go with the rule break.
Oh, with the 40-20.
In my opinion, there's 3 options.
Yeah.
If you want to go with the rule break, there's infinite options.
I think for right now, if we're following 40-20, I think I'm still taking OKC.
Soft.
Yeah, soft. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like this was eventful. We talked about a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot. We managed to get it all the way.
But okay, we're gonna end it here, and first pod. We'll try to do one every couple days. Try to get some other boys on here. See how it goes. But all right, let's do another one, especially after the season starts up again.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.